Hey, it's your Plain Donuts co-host, Steve. Welcome to Plain Donuts, and enjoy the show. Boom, shakalaka.
Saved for the podcast. I stopped mid-sentence before this.
Oh, yeah.
Steve was lamenting in his fevered state. He's got a cold right now.
I don't know if I have a fever. That seems a little dramatic.
Yeah, I just like to make it sound really dramatic because drama sells.
I'll tell you what, though. Your voice sounds so rad when you're sick, so you guys get a treat for this week.
I'm, not produced.
I'll continue to try not to sniffle. I just sniffled, so don't back up if that's gross to you. If you want to hear it, it's there.
Yeah. We'll make a super tape of sniffling, because there was a lot of sniffling for me, like, a month-ish ago, because I got sick, like, 2 weeks in a row.
See, some people have that, there's a psychological thing. I forget the name of it, but where, like, certain noises gross you out.
Oh, yeah.
And...
like... When you can hear people, like, biting on their nails, or,
that drives my wife nuts.
Oh, I think what I hate, and I tweeted about this.
Ooh.
Someone was cutting their nails, like, on the front runner, and that sound to me...
Oh, I remember you tweeting about that.
I do not like that sound. It freaks me out, and I think it's because when you cut your nails, you, like, have no idea where... your nail shard is going to go, like what direction. So, like, what if it falls on the person or flies on their face, It's just, like, I don't know, it kind of grosses me out.
It is gross.
Yeah.
Do you want to read our best tweets of the week?
Oh, sure.
Let's see. Stupid thing to do.
Let's do it.
I have one. Mine really actually comes from my wife. Actually, let's tell the story of Twitter this week. Okay. So, this is a painful story because I am the butt of it. But, so I tweeted, there was somebody saying, like, I don't remember exactly what they were saying, but, sorry, this story is already off the rails. So they were talking about how, like, trying not to be political is in itself being political, and, like, basically, this was an author that was retweeting someone saying, like, oh, basically being alive is political, but the implication of the thing they were retweeting was that you have to be a political person, because even if you're not, it's still a political action, and I'm like, that's weird. But anyway, I responded and said, how do you feel about people being, like, subtly, subversively political as opposed to, like, directly opposing, like, because I think especially with various kinds of art and I don't know, like, even like comedy entertainment stuff can be political without being overtly political, and I even said I think that's, like, the better approach if you're trying to sway someone from the other side to your opinion rather than saying you're wrong and you're dumb. Like, tell an interesting story that makes them think introspectively about their opinion. I think that's a cool thing to do. And they responded by retweeting me and saying, oh, you mean like these two older, rather iconic science fiction novels were subtle? And I was like, I've never read those novels. Because I'm an idiot, and that's basically the way it goes. I was just trying to suggest that, like, maybe not every person in the world has to, like, directly oppose. And then they retweeted me again and said, maybe you should read more, basically.
Yeah. I remember that.
And I was just
Steve had a rough Twitter
I was just
week.
like, I read a lot of stuff. Maybe not the same stuff that I should be reading, but I don't know. It's hard to keep up. I got a full-time job,
Yeah.
Like,
sorry, I'm not reading.
Yeah.
And rants.
It wasn't that.
Every single day.
This person
Just
is
kidding.
like a very liberal person, so they're, like, really mad that Trump is going to be the president and all that stuff. So that was pretty fun. That was a good time.
Yeah, I don't have anything that dramatic or...
Oh, no.
I guess not dramatic. Dramatic is a bad word to use.
What I really wanted was just to read funny tweets, but then I told that depressing story about how I got called out on Twitter.
I guess my funny tweet of the week is when people say Tiki Marsala instead of Tikka Masala. Oh my gosh, that drives me crazy. Like, wait, I don't know... And if you do this, please stop. Because when you read the word, and there's an A at the end, does your brain go, what vowel is this? Let's add a different vowel instead. And when you say Marsala, that's not even the same thing as Masala.
Tiki Marsala?
Tiki Marsala.
Instead of Tikka Masala.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's bad. I hate that. That's my rant of the tweet.
Oh, man. That's a really serious tweet rant.
Then, someone else said, as in myself, earlier this week, someone's cutting their nails on the train. I literally cannot even. Hashtag can you not. Hashtag personal grooming nastiness.
Ew. Yeah.
And then I tweeted something that Otto said.
Are you just going to read all
I'm
your
just
tweets?
going to read. I only had 4, so I figured I could just
all right.
list them off.
I'll be patient.
Gosh, Steve.
I'm really trying not to sniffle, guys.
You can get a little tissue.
Perfect. No, we're fine now. it's good. Just got this little...
Steve's got a giant wad of tissue. It's like the size of my fist in his nose.
It's fine now. No, we're good.
I just have to not look at you, because if I do, it's gonna...
I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, you were just reading all your tweets.
Reading all my tweets from the beginning of time.
In the most monotone voice possible. Remember to be monotone, please.
Yes.
Just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm not... Oh, that wasn't true.
Steve's going to go light our candle. We have this candle that he lights, and it smells really good. Anyways, my next tweet I wrote was a quote from Otto, and it was from a morning where he was just being particularly quiet, and I asked him, hey, what's going on? He said, I was just thinking about how terrible Tobey Maguire's performance was in Spider-Man. I thought that was pretty funny. That's
so great, actually. I read that, and I was like, that's a really good random thing to say.
And then my one from this morning, I took a picture, and I might post it later, just because it bothered me. Yeah, it was a 2-inch gap in the bathroom door says, hello, please watch me pee. So
I saw that, and I thought of a time earlier this week where I went into a bathroom to see if it was available, and I basically saw right through.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything clearly because I wasn't like, hey, is that junk in there? But I just, there was a person in there.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just because I've heard Europeans complain about this, and if Europeans are complaining about something, then I have to listen because I'm very cultured like that.
Okay.
They complain about how America, as in the United States of America, has really large gaps in their bathroom stalls.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, why are you complaining about that? Like, that's kind of a silly thing. Until I was in Scotland and Amsterdam, and they don't have that. It's just like a complete, like a room.
Yeah,
it's like a complete box, and there's
you find that in some like nicer places.
Yeah,
in the United
and you're like,
States.
oh, this is kind of nice, like an Olive Garden.
I am very uncomfortable, letting it go with other people in the room. Like, I can't deal. I'm like, no, you can't know that it's this crazy in here.
And that gap was particularly large, and I put my hand up next to it for reference, and you can clearly see it's about 2 inch. Like, it's a decent gap in between the side and the door. And I don't know, that was just like a little...
Yeah.
I mean, let's have a show. Why even close the door? Let me just pee with the door open. I don't even care at this point because... it doesn't
Alicia,
matter.
if you're gonna do that, you might as well charge for it anyway.
Yeah. Watch me pee.
Otto, stand by the door and hold this bucket. No, I'm not aiming for it. Just take money in there. Anyway, that'd be really difficult as a female to aim for the bucket. But
oh yeah, that would not work.
Let's not go into that very much.
Okay, what about you? You got some good ones.
Oh, I wanted to say actually. I was looking at my tweet statistics because you know how Twitter gives you those statistics or whatever about how many impressions your tweet got or whatever. And I was like, oh, this mildly famous author totally retweeted me. All these people are going to be flooding here because just to see what this horribly uneducated idiot has to say about the world or whatever. And that particular tweet and the subsequent one that she also, oh dang it, I gendered them. Anyway, she also retweeted. Those two got like a decent amount of impressions, but actually the one that got the most impressions was Hank Green of the Vlogbrothers fame. He tweeted that he had just gotten partnered on Twitter. I don't know exactly what that means, but he tweeted like a dance video of him in his office of it. And I replied and I said, Hank Green, your office has no baseboards. Also, congrats. Because, like, I looked at that video and the first thing I noticed next to his book stand was that the wall was just bare wall all the way to the floor and there was no baseboards.
What kind of house is this?
I was like, this is what do you live in a cell, man? Anyway, at least maybe he works in a cell. But anyway, thanks Hank Green for that tweet actually got 514 impressions.
That's crazy.
How though?
That's more than all of our podcast downloads.
I think so. They don't. The frustrating thing is they won't. I can't figure out how to look at our statistics podcast wise more than 3 months back. Yeah. So all I see is like October, November, December, but we started in September. Yeah. So I'm like, what about those? What is our total number of downloads?
Because I say Steve. I say we a lot when I refer to Steve doing all of the hard work and spending all of the money for this thing.
It's because I'm rich.
He's a software developer.
I'm not rich. Please don't start spreading that rumor because it is not true.
Steve is like Bill Gates, man. He just has his own foundation.
Man, if I was Bill Gates, I wouldn't be public at all. I would just be like, I'd be like, about my money anyway. Mm-hmm. I would spend money, like I'd buy us mics for the podcast, you know, and like, I would spend money on like stupid stuff. Yeah. Like, that's not stupid, but I don't know. One time I was like, you know, if I had like maybe like 200 grand in the bank just there, like I could spend probably a couple years like working towards something and make that thing valuable as opposed to just like spending most of my full-time life like just working for another company,
for
right?
Man.
No, and I love my job. Like I work at a really good place that's very good to their employees, and I know some people disagree. I don't know. Those people are crazy. But anyway, I work at a really good place that is good to their employees, and I don't mind working there. But, like, I've always been the kind of person who just wants to make stuff. And since I was, like, 19 years old, I was like, if I could just figure out a way, because I have too many varied interests, but if I could figure out a way to, like, get that stuff to make me living money, then I could do my own thing, right? But it hasn't worked out so far.
But this is what this is for.
Yeah, this is going to be our full-time job pretty soon.
Full-time job.
Anyway, that's part of what it's for.
We have 45 likes.
Yeah, I don't know who else liked it, but we're really climbing that ladder.
We're blowing up.
Anyway, so that's funny that tweet got the most views because it was just the stupidest thing in the world. And Hank Green obviously didn't respond. Had he responded, it would have been like 10,000 people saw this tweet.
Yeah.
But anyway, Hank Green, you guys are hilarious. I wish I was you someday. That doesn't make any sense, the way I said that. Okay, so whatever. Yeah. Twitter's been a hard week. But one thing that I thought that actually worked really well, and by that I mean people on the internet really liked this post. It's also a quote from my wife, basically. The tweet is, my wife at the grocery store. Look, that bacon is gluten-free. They finally did it. She just said that to me at the store, and I was like, that's hilarious. So I had to tweet it, because she's funnier than me.
Our spouses are funny.
I know.
I think Otto was definitely way funnier than I am.
Oh, man. Melissa's super funny, but she's very also, what's the word? Introverted. Yeah. So she doesn't like to be public very much about things.
She's not public about her funny.
She wants to be. She keeps telling me like I gotta get Instagram famous. So like if I was famous on Instagram, my stuff. She makes art and little.
She makes like these really cute little sculpture necklaces. I don't know what the word is for it.
So they're like charm necklaces.
Yeah.
But she also makes like little sculptures and cloches, and basically like decor is mostly what she's been doing lately. But she also makes charm necklaces because she sells them at craft shows, and they're like an easy buy, right? So people just pick up these little $12 necklaces, and they're like perfect.
I have 2 of them, and they're super cute. You're a doll narwhal is her Instagram,
and it's the correct form of your Y-O-U-R-E.
Y-O-U-R-E. You are a doll.
You're a doll narwhal.
Narwhal.
Oh, I just sniffled again. I'm so sorry, everyone. And I keep calling attention to it like a jerk.
Gosh, Steve, next time I'm going to point it out and shame you. I'm going to Twitter shame you right now,
I've been
Steve.
so shamed in my life already. So anyway, I don't know why I suggested us reading our dumb, funny tweets on the podcast.
I thought it was successful. I thought I had some bangers.
You really did.
You
might as well name those tweets bangers as an album, like
Miley Cyrus.
Like Miley Cyrus, yeah.
Whenever I read that word, I think of bangers and mash, like sausages and potatoes, and I don't know.
Like all these, I wonder if there were like some really sarcastic Irish people who were like, "Why is Miley Cyrus naming her album after potatoes?"
Yeah.
Wait, no,
sausages. I guess I can see why. Ooh, all right, I just got it. I got it on all levels.
Okay. So this episode, I think we have plenty of questions we could go through. There is so much crap here that people said.
Yeah.
Oh no. Don't respond. Alicia responded to me on Twitter right now.
Yeah, I said @NeveStatney, Twitter shamed.
Oh, you successfully shamed
I shamed
me.
Steve again for the 2nd time this week on Twitter. It's great.
Okay, so we kind of tried to like get people to say things because we were posting about recording and people weren't like responding very quickly,
which is so bizarre because last week it was lit.
Yeah, it was so lit.
It was lit.
Last week's podcast was really fun, actually.
That was fun.
I don't know if we can get through every question this week.
I think we can try.
We can try. So we can start with my post or your post. Which would you prefer?
We'll go ahead with yours.
Sarah said something on yours, right?
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Let me go. Okay, you go ahead and I'll look for mine.
So you said, to get the ball rolling, what was the worst Christmas gift you have ever received? Or best, you added. My friend Sheldon responded. He said that the best present he ever received was Garth Brooks tickets in Vegas. That was pretty good, actually.
Nice.
Here's the thing. I'm not a huge country music fan, hardly at all. But Garth Brooks is one of the best entertainers I've ever seen. He's really,
Does he wear the hat? And like the T-shirt?
No, I don't know who that is. You don't know Garth Brooks?
I don't know any really.
He's an older one. The Thunder Rolls?
Like Shelton. Yeah. Garth Brooks. This person. I'm like, yeah, they all look the same.
Oh man, Garth Brooks had some real country bangers.
I feel like saying that, like, bangers definitely sounds more of like a country slang. To me, is there such a thing as country slang? What would you consider country slang?
I'm so sorry. There's
Steve
sniffles in my nose.
Steve sniffling.
Oh, it's so bad.
Get it all out. Oh, get it all out right now.
I'm just gonna farmer blow over here on the carpet. It'll be disgusting.
I forgot my mask to wear.
Oh yeah.
Don't do that.
But what about the fidelity of our recording?
Oh, it's fine. You can still hear me. Yeah, so Garth Brooks, what about you?
The worst. The best gift. I just wanted to make that pause really long and awkward. The best gift I ever received, actually, it's so hard to say because it feels like there have been some decent ones. I got a snare drum one year that was really or maybe that was for my birthday. I can't remember. Anyway, the best relates to another question because there's a story around the best one, right? So that relates to another question. We'll have to come back. Okay. So I'm trying to think of like the next best, and probably like I think it was a snare drum that I got for Christmas. That I still have that snare drum.
Did you play some bangers on us?
Nice. Yeah, I did. It's really loud and good. It's the Omar Hakim Pro signature snare. I still have it. It's so nice.
Wow, that sounds like a cool name.
Yeah,
I would name my kid that.
It's really good.
Best gift or worst gift?
Best or worst?
Worst gift ever.
Don't
for
cover
Christmas.
your mouth, though.
I was just the worst gift I've ever received.
We're really bad at podcasting today.
Really great. I think we're great at podcasting today.
It's perfect.
It's so perfect.
Guys, how do you like this?
This is the best gift I've ever received.
Oh, stop. I can't understand. I can't even understand when I'm in the room. Okay.
I want to be
where
in
it
the
happens.
room where it happens. Hashtag Lin-Manuel Miranda. Hashtag
Hit us up, Lin-Manuel.
Lin-Manuel. Shout out to Lin-Manuel.
We're after you,
the
dude.
worst gift.
We're not thirsty or anything, though. Don't worry.
I still can't think of a worst gift. I feel like
Yeah,
you
it's
could give
hard
me, like, you know that vine of that kid that's like, oh, an avocado.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's like me, right? You could give me, like, literally old socks. I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah,
like,
well,
and I probably wouldn't. I would probably still keep it. Like, I wouldn't. I wouldn't give it away.
Sheldon, actually, who said the Garth Brooks tickets were his favorite gift, he said he couldn't think of a bad one because he's just grateful to get anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, see, man, that's a good attitude.
That's good.
Okay, so Jeremy then said later, well, I'll read the whole thread because this is a pretty good thread, I guess.
Good.
Jeremy said, I'm going to listen to this. You'd better believe that.
Oh.
And I said, I sure hope so, because I'm a good friend.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let it lie. Thanks, Jeremy. We love your support. And then Alicia...
And then I come in and I instigate.
She's like, Jeremy, ask us a question. So, with all this anger, there's not even a single emoji there. So you know she's really actually mad. So Jeremy said, and he told me later that this is from The Simpsons. I don't remember hearing it or whatever, but he said, could God microwave a burrito so hot that even he couldn't eat it? And then Alicia said, these are the kind of hard-hitting questions I enjoy. So then my response was, no theological questions. I can't take them not seriously because I can't. And then Jeremy said, Steve, half of your podcast thinks it's a good question, referring to you thinking it's a good question. So I said, I guess if everybody wants a half-baked, serious theological dissertation for a half hour, we can answer this question. And he said... In a kind gesture, Jeremy said, it's like 75% baked. And I said, that's a description of how I wish I lived my life. 75% baked. 420
every day.
Anyway.
If we had like a soundboard, I would press like the air horn. And if we had a lot of time to like unlimited time to add sound effects and like really splice this podcast together to be the best that it could be, then I would definitely add air horns.
I feel like if I had a single day's worth of time to like edit on just the podcast, it would be awesome.
I can't even imagine. That's so much time.
It is. I'd be done in like 3 hours.
Yeah, you spend like... You're so quick. I mean, you spend a lot of time, but I don't know where I'm going with this. How do I say you do a very good job in a very short amount? That's all I have to say. You do a great job in a very short amount of time.
Well, thank you.
That's what we have.
We try to keep it professional and like, because we do like our friend Shannon. I won't last name her.
Don't dox Shannon.
Yeah. Anyway, she said this week that we take it seriously and we put a lot of effort into it. And I was like, we kind of do, you know?
Shannon said some really nice things.
Thanks, she was very kind in her sharing of our podcast. Yeah. And that happened a couple times this week. Yeah. People sharing our podcast.
Jameson shared it, which was really great.
Yeah, my friend
Jameson.
Corinne did too.
Yeah, so many people shared it.
Corinne's great. Up. She has a book that's being published called Don's Hill. I don't know exactly when it comes out. I think she said spring, but you guys should all buy it.
Spring 2017, Don's Hill.
I really want to read it.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
I read she released a short story on Amazon, and then I guess she found there's a
publisher by self-publishing through Amazon?
Well, no, that's not how she found the publisher. I think she found the publisher, and I'm sorry, Corinne, if I'm telling your story wrong, you're welcome to come on the podcast and tell it yourself.
I would actually love to interview her.
I know, I told her that. I said, because she now works for a publisher, a different, or maybe not a publisher, a printer. I'm not sure exactly, but she works for a company that she's doing what was it, PR for or something like that. Anyway, So she's like, would you guys want people to come like with their novels and stuff on your podcast? And I was like,
cool.
yeah, of course we would. We talked about books once, and I need to read more widely.
Yeah.
So
and I'm reading 85 books next year.
You are,
so.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're going to read so much.
I know.
Maybe you can read some of those science fiction novels
that you obviously have not read. And actually, I did ask for more science fiction / fantasy because I don't, and I probably mentioned this before, like I don't really dive into that genre as often as I should, just because I'm like, oh, this is overwhelming for me. But I did get, I think you recommended this, The Golem and the Genie.
Yeah.
I ordered that off of Amazon today.
Good.
So,
nice.
# Amazon Prime.
This podcast someday sponsored by Amazon Prime. Audible.com.
So nuts. Can you imagine being sponsored by Amazon Prime? We would want for nothing, Steve. Our wish list is on Amazon.
That's true. Audible actually sponsors lots of different podcasts. Yeah. So hit us up, Audible.
I know. Maybe we need to start listening to more audiobooks.
I love audiobooks. And what I was getting to before we got sidetracked, of course, was that I listened to that short story that it was like a novella. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Corinne published it on Amazon, and then she found like a website where you can pay for a recording of it. So I bought that recording through Amazon, and it went to I think it was on, I don't remember how I listened to it. I think it was on Audible. Anyway, I bought it and I listened to it, and it was good.
Cool.
And I was like, oh, one of my friends is actually good at this. That's really terrible. I've read some other people's work, and kind of a lot of people. Yeah. I request to read my friends' work like all the time, and not very often is it impressive. It's sometimes like competent, but it's not very often impressive.
Yeah.
And Corinne's story was impressive, and I was really happy about that. It was very, very cohesive and well thought through. And anyway, it was good. Characters were good. I could go on, but do we want an answer to the could God eat a burrito so hot he couldn't eat it? No. Do we?
I thought you were going to answer the question.
It's going to take me a little while.
If you could say one word answer.
A one word answer.
You can't say anything else, and we'll just leave it at that. We can actually, I'll count to 3. And
I can't give you a 1, 2, 3,
and then on 4, we'll both say what we think it could be. Okay, so yes or no question, or whatever.
Okay, I got it. Okay, maybe. I'm ready.
You got it? Okay. 1, 2, 3, no.
Nonsense.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I just said no. He can't make a burrito hotter than he could eat it.
The question is total nonsense.
Yeah.
And I could go into it for a long time. Yeah. And this is why I said not to answer this question.
We won't answer it because we won't poke Steve. It's like a bear. You're getting him all riled up out of hibernation.
I'll go on like philosophically for like 45 minutes. And then I'll be like...
donuts.
Oh no, this is so bad. Hey, it's your Plain Donuts co-host, Steve, here again. Just wanted to interrupt for a brief moment and say, first of all, thank you very much for listening and for being interactive. Especially over the past week, people have been really, really supportive and shared the podcast a bunch of times. We've heard some really good feedback, just very complimentary stuff, and still haven't heard how much somebody hates it, so that's been nice to avoid. But anyway, it's been really great. We really, really appreciate everything you guys are doing. And if you want to help more, or if you for some reason feel guilty for not helping, please don't feel guilty. But if you do want to help more, you can always leave a review on iTunes. That's a very tangible way for us to get the kind of feedback we're always looking for. The other, and actually probably the most great way, the best way to help us would be to share it with your friends. You can always find links on yourplaindonuts.com. You can just go there and click on any of the episodes and copy that URL. Or you can just send your friends to yourplaindonuts.com. That's YOUR, plaindonuts.com. And you can find links to our Facebook or Twitter or
for some reason our Plain Donuts wish list on there if you have rich friends who want to buy us microphones. But really, all that said, I just want to say thank you again. You guys really are the best. We're super grateful, and we're having a lot of fun doing the podcast. We hope you are too. So, all right. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Okay, so Sarah, my friend, she's great. She's a big supporter of the podcast, and we very much appreciate that. She said, "What's your favorite Christmas movie or TV special?" I'm watching the Invader Zim one right now. So
that's a good question.
Yeah.
My favorite Christmas TV special are those old claymation.
Oh no, that's what I was gonna say too.
Like the one with like the Abominable Snowman or
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Pete Meiser and Freeze Meister.
Yeah.
And like Yukon Cornelius.
Uh-huh.
All those are just
Herbie
really
the
great.
Dentist.
Yeah, the elf that really wants to be a dentist. That storyline is
So good.
So good. It's classic. It stands the test of time. It's just excellent. They're so cute.
Yeah.
Anyone can watch it and you're just like, oh, good, warm, fuzzy feelings. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, I'm
Good
super
stuff.
into that.
Yeah, I'm really into that.
I would say second to that is Elf. I love Elf
Elf is
the
so
movie.
good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really funny, and it doesn't take itself seriously,
Yeah.
and it has the right mood for Christmas. That's why it was such... When Elf came out, everybody was like... that I knew,
Yeah.
everybody was like, this is a classic Christmas movie now. So yeah, Elf,
Good.
really good.
Elf is really good.
I gave that much more of a serious review than I intended.
Steve is feeling very serious today.
I'm sorry. It's hard to tell jokes when you're like
Steve's a
feverish.
Right? Yep,
I
feverish.
don't know if I am.
You might be a little feverish.
Maybe. I have a thermometer somewhere. I can figure it out later.
Your temperature. Take your temperature.
All I know is it's getting hot in here.
And it might be the heater under the table.
It may be. Thanks for ruining that one, Nelly. Anyway, should we ask the next question?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Stories revolving around snow.
Oh, I have it says embarrassing or funny or something.
I feel like I have told an embarrassing snow story
I feel
before
like you
here.
have
Okay,
too.
good.
And
Good. Then I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I have one. I probably didn't tell this. And maybe
No.
if I did, I apologize. So
I don't remember any
it's
snow
second
stories
grade, right? I'm in Mrs. Dotson's class in second grade. I've got it's cold. It's winter time. I have the full get up on. I'm a snow person, and I'm like, oh, I have to pee. As a child, you have to pee a lot, especially when it's cold for some reason.
Yeah.
Your bladder shrinks. It's crazy. So I'm like, okay, I gotta go. I really have to go. And so I try to make it to the bathroom. I can't get off my snow pants. They're like the suspender ones.
Right.
I pee my pants, right?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, like who pees their pants in second grade? And then I've ruined my social status at this point. Like
Yeah.
I'm the worst. And so
At least in your mind.
yeah.
Right?
So I go outside, I'm crying or something. My friend Eric, remember his name still. He's like, oh, what's wrong? And I'm not saying anything. He's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, I couldn't get my snow pants off in time. I peed my pants. Go ahead, laugh at me. And he's like, oh, that really sucks. So we're walking back.
Did he pee his pants too, like
No,
Adam Sandler?
this gets better. I promise.
Okay, great. I'm sorry. I was
Steve is
trying
falling
to.
asleep,
I was
yeah.
trying to inject this story with some humor because holy crap, it's been like 3 minutes and where's the punchline?
Where's the punchline? So I'm
Just
going
kidding.
back to the classroom. I have to go tell the teacher like, oh, I peed my pants. The shame. And my buddy Eric goes. Before I even get to telling the teacher this, she's like, oh, Alicia fell in a puddle, and now her pants are wet. She needs some, dry clothes. I'm like, oh my gosh, you made a good lie for me. Because
Yeah,
I think at this point, I, didn't understand the concept of, because I understood lies,
Right.
but for some reason, I was like, I can't lie about this specific.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was kind of weird. I have to tell the truth, even though it's really embarrassing.
Yeah.
But... yeah,
That's
the
all
teacher
right.
was like, oh yeah, okay, no problem. We'll go to the office and get you some clean clothes. And so Eric saved me from getting laughed at by all the kids, and he didn't tell anybody. So that's such a nice thing.
Not by the teachers, though.
Yeah.
You know, everybody,
they all knew that
everybody in the office was like, this
smells
disgusting
like
little girl urinated on her body.
And, you know, maybe that's true. Maybe they felt bad for me.
You're not too wrong. No. So mean.
Yeah, that was my embarrassing snow story involving snow.
Well, I've told a snow story before. Aldo said, this is Aldo speaking in the first person. I used to shovel snow as a supervisor when I was working at a restaurant, and we made a fort once to defend ourselves when we hit the cooks with snowballs during their smoke breaks. Oh, sorry. I sniffled again.
Sniffled so loud.
It was very loud. You're right. Oh, no.
I think what I like most about this story from Aldo is that it's so specific about just who, like, I can visualize what's happening. And, you know, some poor cook is, like, getting off of, you know, it's like 14 hours in. It's like, I've been making, you know, flapjacks and hash browns all day. I just need a smoke break. And
if I remember right, he did work at a Village Inn.
Okay,
I'm sorry for outing you, my man. Anyway, but yeah, it was like breakfast food and stuff.
Yeah, I think that just I like the visual of a chef or a line cook getting hit with a snowball, like in his little hat.
So I have a funny story. I guess I feel like I should preface this with I'm very straight.
As
but
in,
like a cis white male. Anyway, I never understood the whole like Latin lover kind of attraction sort of thing. Like when I was a teenager, I never.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. I need further preface.
Okay.
Preface.
Okay. I never understood why there was a sort of like a stereotypical like woman attracted to a Latin man, because I was like, why? I don't understand. Like,
kind of like Antonio Banderas.
Yeah,
like
not because I was like, oh, those guys are bad or whatever, but because I was like, I don't know. I was a teenager, and I was like,
why don't the girls like me? Why do they?
Well, I just never really like understood it for some reason. Like I was like, all the dudes that I know of some kind of Latin descent are just normal people, right? Like, I don't understand why there's this whole stereotype like over here.
I haven't really heard of that.
You've never heard of that?
Well, I've heard of like a little, like, I mean, they kind of make fun of it in some movies and stuff, but I've never actually heard people...
Like Don Juan, like the fiery Latin lover?
Yeah.
You never heard of this?
I mean, I guess, but I thought it was like a movie concept. And
so anyway,
like
there was this guy that used to work at a restaurant that we would always go to. His name was Angel, and he was a cook there. And one day, I saw him giving this look through the pass-through window. And I was,
where you put the food?
Yeah, and it was just like this really passionate... For some reason, he must have been talking intensely with someone or something about some meal or whatever, right? But he had this really fiery kind of look, and I was like, oh, now I see.
I love that that's your connection, ooh, the way he's looking over that hamburger to the person in the
right?
in the dining room, that's it. That's the fiery passion.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I kind of get this now.
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, and I don't know, maybe it's because there's some sense of the exotic, right? In Utah, there's not a whole lot of variety.
It's 98%
of people.
white.
Yeah, so maybe there was some idea of oh, these. All the ladies were like, these men are so exotic or whatever.
It's
and I'm just I don't really love music in 3/4 time with sousaphones, you know? Why are we clapping?
I was just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, well, you couldn't tell.
Oh, sorry.
The way you were clapping.
I was doing it fast. So.
How do you know what denomination I'm clapping in?
I know. I just know.
Okay.
I'm a musician.
Right. That was 5.
No.
That was 5/4. Sorry.
No, it wasn't.
Anyway, that was really ridiculous.
That was... No. We were talking about snow stories, and we got off track bad.
Yeah, no, that tells you two things. Number one, I was very weird as a child. Number two, a little bit insensitive even today. Because I just lumped all of my Hispanic descent friends into the car with people who listen to 3-4 time. Anyway, that's the weird thing
we
is
should
like,
watch Fast and Furious. Just because it combines all those things.
Oh, right. No, the weird thing is, like, a lot of the Hispanic people that I know, and I don't, most of the people that I regularly interact with are kind of, like, not, like, deep into, like, Mexican heritage or whatever. I just haven't run in those circles much. But it seems like even the people our age that are sort of like from that heritage like that kind of music where it's like I'm just like, well, you know, play me some Johnny Cash or something and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And so maybe that's the same way it is, right? But like for me, I just like it always just reminded me of a circus and I was like, I don't understand the
I guess I'm really trying to understand like what music exactly you're talking about because I thought I like kind of. Are you talking about like reggaeton or not? Really?
No,
that. You're talking about
reggaeton is like the sort of like dancey. Yeah. I'm talking about like emphasis on the 2 and 3 kind of boom, bam, bam, boom, bam, bam, almost like polka.
Like, are you talking about like mariachi music?
Yes, I couldn't remember the word. Thank you so much. I
was like, what?
I am so sick right now, and my brain isn't working.
Steve's brain is overheating.
And I broke a bowl earlier. My wife was upset and said we had to break another one so that we would have an even set now.
And so they had a fight in the kitchen, and I just sit upstairs crying like the kid, you know, in the movie.
We didn't
like,
fight.
why are my parents fighting?
It was fine.
In the kitchen.
I don't want to be your dad. I don't want to be your dad anymore,
You're too young
Alicia.
to be my dad, Steve.
Okay, so anyway, my wife did post on our thing.
Yeah.
She posted a lot of things. She said, number 1, I drank the last Pepsi and I don't think it was mine.
Ooh, juicy confession.
I know, very juicy. We drink a lot of like 0-calorie sodas now because it's like the thing that tastes good that isn't like full of sugar. And when you're trying to lose weight, like it's just not worth it. Like a 12-ounce soda is, admittedly, it's like 120 calories, which is like kind of a size of a decent snack. But the problem is like you have 3 of those a day, and that's like a whole meal's worth of calories.
And I'd much rather eat like an ice cream.
Yeah.
I
had a friend once that said I'd rather eat my calories than drink them, and at the time I was like, that's sort of a weird thing to say, but now I'm like, dude, he was so right. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, there it was again.
Oh, sniffles.
So that was number 1. She said, number 2, why do you keep forgetting to go to the liquor store? And it's because I forget. I think, after work I'm going to go to the liquor store because all we need is vodka. Because I like to occasionally drink White Russians, and they have vodka in them. And she likes to drink cranberry vodkas. So like we don't drink a lot, like really at all, but. Occasionally we'll just be like, let's have a cocktail. That sounds nice. Yeah. You know, so.
Pushed out in your little cute cocktail cart.
Yeah.
Have your fancy tongs to get out the square ice.
Okay. So anyway, number 3, because we're getting
close.
We're getting to the time. It's like 42. Number 3, Steve dyed our new sheets blue with his body.
Yeah. Interesting.
I laid down on the sheets when I had jeans on.
Oh.
When they were brand new, I guess, and now there's just a big blue area. And I'm like, I know we need new sheets, and I don't have any money. I'm not Bill Gates, unlike we said earlier. Number 4, today, she hid behind a corner and jump scared the dog.
Ah, that's a good one.
Which is hilarious, if you think about my wife doing that. Number 5, I imagine people as skeletons walking around and flapping their jaws when they talk. That's just a funny image.
That's a funny thing.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My nose is like...
Do you want more?
No, I just don't want to make noise. I don't want to make gross noises
just turn over. Just go
on the
over
podcast. It's fine. I'll just let it run.
I wish you guys could see the smallest piece of tissue that Steve took out of... Just get it over with. Just get it over with.
No, I can't.
And we can do like one... We can like bleep it out.
No, I can't. Like, I just want to go like this forever. I did that intentionally because I thought it would be funny.
Good.
Hold on.
Steve's having a little break. Oh, I just gotta talk really loud so you can't hear it.
I did it.
Oh, it's over.
Whew. Sorry, guys.
I peeked like so many times in that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you peeking over my sniffling. Anyway, I didn't read this. It's number 6. I never believed in Santa. That's kind of sad, but kind of not. Like, the thing
she could never survive in the elf world.
I heard somebody say this once, and I was like, that's actually a really good point. They said, like, I want my kids to believe me, and I don't want to put their trust I don't want their trust in me to be put into question just because of some dumb game we play every Christmas, right? So they didn't want to like teach their kids that Santa was giving them presents. Right. And that's like some people have different views on it, but I was like, that's kind of a good point. Like I don't want my kids to feel like I was lying to them. And like I don't know. You can play fantasy games and make it explicit that it's fantasy, right? Like you can, but anyway, that's parenting with Steve, who doesn't have any kids. She said, number 7, I accept champagne, peach moscato, and boons as Christmas gifts or stocking stuffers. Go to the liquor store. And number 8, she said, I didn't get dressed today because you infected me. Rude.
Rude. Steve is just having all these things going on with his wife.
I know.
Infecting her, breaking her dishes.
It's bad. I'm a terrible husband, I guess. Anyway.
Buying new sheets because we got blue all over them.
There's so much happening right now. Okay, so we should probably, maybe we should answer the question that was on your page. Yeah. Because I thought that was pretty funny.
You posted a question on my page.
Oh, yeah, that was the story I was going to tell, and people will probably want to hear it since we already said we would talk about it.
Let's see. Oh, so Hannah, my friend Hannah, and this is an inside joke, but I think it's funny. Would you rather be Iraq or Dylan? And Dylan we started playing this really dumb game of Would You Rather at her wedding.
Okay.
And so the best man's name was Dylan. And every time, we would do something like, would you rather be this piece of grass or Dylan, or, just something silly like that. And so then, as we're walking down, and Steve is about to sneeze, bless you.
I'm so sorry, everyone. This is the most entertaining podcast of all time. What's going to happen next with Steve's face?
The triangle of death. Yeah. But we were walking down the aisle, and I'm, like, making these Would You Rather jokes as Hannah's, like, coming, up with her dad, and everyone, and, people are shushing me. So, I would rather be a rock instead of Dylan. I'll just say that.
I think I responded to that question.
You said it was too specific.
It's kind of rude. Well, because it's, like, very specific to a certain person, and you have to have the story and everything, and I'm sorry,
it was so boring.
It was so boring when you were talking about it.
Steve just had to sneeze. He couldn't even handle it.
Just joking.
Oh, Steve, my feelings.
Did I tag you in this post and you untagged yourself?
I didn't untag myself. Why would I do that?
I don't know. Maybe I did it by accident. Yeah. Anyway.
You asked, would I rather be... Oh, is there another thing?
No, I was just going to clarify. I was going to say what you were about to say. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Would you rather be... Oh, shoot, I got out of it now. Would you rather be a Rock or the Rock, which I'm assuming Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Yeah, why would I ask about anybody else?
Oh, well.
I'm just joking. No,
Steve's brain is just frazzled, and he's just so sassy today.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm the
sassy.
Worst. I'm gonna pass out. Like, we're gonna have to end the podcast because I'm like...
We're talking about Steve dying, and I think I can kind of see in your face. You're just...
It's really good.
Your life is just draining.
No,
out of your
I really
nose.
like it. I want us to keep going. I couldn't decide if I wanted to be a rock or the rock because a rock gets to live forever.
That's kind of the worst, though, isn't it?
No, I don't know. Like, you get to see all kinds of crazy stuff happen. Like,
I guess, I mean, when the older you are, time passes
more
quickly. So
hold on though,
yeah.
like that might be really cool because like then you just like the time passes for you and it's just like generations and cultures coming up and going down. That's really interesting.
Crazy.
Like our friend Friday, from YouTube and also Instagram.
Friday's the bomb. Or
Yeah.
Fridays _the_88.
I think it's just Fridays _88.
Okay. Just
Anyway, Friday's the bomb on YouTube. He posted a video one time where he hiked up this mountain. It was a small mountain in Arizona, and
there was
found,
a friend
like,
with him, right?
What?
There was someone with him.
No,
right?
this was a
separate
different one. Yeah.
Okay.
So and there were like all these formations of like this old Native American like structure and stuff.
Cool. So it was like ruins
at the top of this mountain, and it was all these ruins, and I was like, man, that's really cool to think like at some point this particular mountain was like meaningful to someone, and I might just drive by it and be like, oh, look, a mountain, and like it's kind of really interesting.
It's weird that like so many years ago there was like this culture that like existed that I had I don't know anything about. And yeah, it's crazy. Steve's blowing his nose.
I'm not blowing it. I'm just wiping it.
Steve's honking his nostrils.
So anyway, but the thing about being the Rock is that you get to eat like 5,000 calories a day.
And look like
most
a
of it is cod.
Does he really eat mostly cod?
Yeah, it's crazy. You should look up. There's an article on The Toast, which is a great website that's now defunct. Like they
closed down.
Yeah,
like
they're
Docker,
not.
similar?
They're not producing any more content. The site is still there.
Yeah.
But anyway, they had an article where they go through like The Rock's meal because he released like his daily
meal plan?
eating.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cod. Anyway, so you get to eat cod all day every day, and like you never make a misstep. The thing is like everything The Rock is in, he's really good in it.
Yeah,
like,
I think he's really funny, and I'm really excited for Fast 8, The Fate of the Furious.
Oh yeah, I haven't even seen the trailer.
Oh my gosh, I love those dumb Fast and Furious movies. I think they're great. But to answer the question, I think I'd rather be The Rock and not a Rock.
Okay.
Just because The Rock seems like a cool guy. And as much as I would love to live forever and see all of time and eternity and culture pass me by and experience that as a rock, you're still just a rock.
Presuming you have some sentience.
Some sentience.
Anyway.
The world's most sentient
All
rock.
right, so you'd rather be The Rock then.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot easier than, like, would you rather be, like, the guy from Creed or The Rock? Scott Stapp or The Rock? Like, obviously, the answer is The Rock.
The Rock.
Forever. Yeah. I mean, because apparently you might be, like, addicted to heroin once you get into that guy's body, according
we
to
talked
you.
about that.
Scott Stapp might be kind of offended that you think he's on heroin or something.
If he listens to this podcast and has enough, followers.
Enough faculties?
Yeah,
Is that what you're trying to say?
I guess
He's
so.
so addicted to heroin that he can't even control his body? What are you doing?
And if he has the time to find that podcast and listen to it and get offended by me, a normal, non-famous, non-heroin addicted person.
Watch me get a DM on Twitter it's just Scott Stapp, like, I heard.
Like, it's like a scathing, I would release that so fast. I would screenshot that and just put that out so
I would
fast.
be like, it was all worth it.
It was worth it.
So
I'm
anyway.
famous.
All right. So I asked the question, and I feel like because I said I would tell the story earlier, we must get to the question. What was your most anticipated Christmas morning?
My most anticipated Christmas morning.
I have a story behind this, but I'll wait for you.
Oh, well, I think I have a story bend it too.
Oh, great. We'll end it with 2 stories.
Great. We're like
Go for it.
story core minus the sun.
Story core.
This is crying.
One time. That's my story core voice.
That was good. So my most
On a dark and stormy night. Anyway,
we're doing great. We're not distracted at all.
We're good.
We're on track 100%. My most anticipated Christmas morning was I was probably about 10, And my dad was, he was active duty military for a while.
Oh, okay.
And so he missed a lot of Christmases and, like, birthdays and things. But there was one year where I thought he was going to come, and then my mom's like, oh, no, he can't make it, whatever. And I'm like, oh, crying, sad, blah, blah, blah. But then, the next day, I think we're at my grandparents' house. We're, all just waiting to unwrap presents, eat breakfast. And my dad walks in, I'm like, Dad! It was one of those, like, surprise military fathers coming home to surprise their family sort of thing. And it was cute, and that was nice of him to fly out from. I think he was in Turkey or Korea or something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Came all the way home, so thanks, Dad.
That's great. That's a way better story than mine. What?
Should have ended on mine.
Oh no, seriously. I should have known that your story would be better. Anyway, so I don't remember what grade I was in, but I really, really wanted a Sega Genesis for Christmas. I wanted it so bad. And like Christmas Eve, I was in our basement, like, crying to my mom, like, I don't think I'm gonna get a Sega Genesis. Like, I really want one. And she's like, you're not. She got mad because I was just bothering her so much. She's like, Steven, you're not gonna get a Sega Genesis. And I was like, and so I just went up and went to sleep or whatever. Or anyway, we did get a Sega Genesis. Yeah.
Did you cry tears of joy?
I didn't, but I was just really excited.
Yeah. Did you just forget all about the previous night?
Yeah, of course I did. Because I'm like the biggest drama queen in the world. And this is story of my life. I just hang my heart out on my sleeve, and then everybody gets annoyed.
Well, Steve, you did letter and drama, I don't know what you expect.
I did. I lettered in drama. If you're from Europe, a letter, I don't know how to relate it to what you get in Europe.
It's like a participation ribbon for high school on a specific thing.
I've been watching this guy on YouTube that keeps talking about like BCATs and all these different certificates that you can get in the British schooling program, and I'm like, I don't know what any of this is. Yeah. Anyway, I
don't even know that. They talk about secondary school, primary school.
Yeah,
and I'm not exactly sure how old you are in these grades, and then they say uni.
For university,
and I'm just this is very European.
And I'm just I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Time to do some research. We'll come back.
I'm like, what is this? Some kind of second tier society where you don't have clear delineations like lettering.
Lettering. They just have other acronym things. BCATs.
Yeah,
C-cats, B-cats.
I don't know, man. We'll have to figure it out. Okay. Anyway, it's been a long time of a podcast.
It's been a podcast.
It's been a fun one, actually. Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for participating.
I promise Steve's excited, but...
Does it not sound like I'm excited?
You just kind of look... you look and sound a little bit
I'm sorry.
You're sick,
I feel
which
really
you are. So I don't know.
I'm really sorry for I hope you don't get sick.
Oh, I don't think you didn't really spittle on me.
I did on my phone
or
mostly.
Gleek towards me.
You want me to try that?
I mean, you can.
No, I won't gleek for the podcast. What if it made a noise
Yeah, and it just destroyed the mic.
Yeah. Somehow, I just have the world's most massive gleek and it's gross.
Shorts it out.
Okay, that's enough. All right.
We didn't even say our names at the beginning of the podcast.
Oh no, I'm your co-host, Steve.
And I'm your other co-host, Alicia.
Thanks for listening this whole time to figure out who we are.
We don't know who we are. Oh, we're a mess.
This has been Plain Donuts. Goodbye.
Bye.